Deuteronomy 32:42. I will make my arrows drunk with blood.
That's right. This arrow drunk with blood. So damn. So that arrow is talking about the ICBM missile. You know? And making it drunk with blood. Yo, that's a lot of blood, man. Alright? For you guys that can drink a lot, if you drink a lot of liquor, you get drunk. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is going to make his arrows drunk with blood, man. That's a lot of blood, man. That don't sound like he's coming back to hand out roses to you. Well, oh yeah, well done, my good and faithful servant. But that's what they teach you in church. He's going to come back like, oh, well done, my good and faithful servant. And you've been the biggest goddamn hypocrite in your whole life, man. He's going to kill you, man. It ain't no getting around that, man. Go ahead,
It says, I will make my arrows drunk with blood.
That's right.
My sword shall devour flesh.
Damn, his sword shall devour flesh, man. Damn, when you devour something, you completely consume it, man. Devouring, that's a strong word. That's a very strong word. You devour something, god damn. Like, you know, when like if say you real hungry or whatever, and you dogging your food, they be like, damn, he devoured that. You jack that thing up real quick. So the Lord said he's going to devour flesh with his sword. That's not coming talking. All right? He doing all this talking right now. All right?
It says, and that with the blood of the slaves and of the captives, from the beginning of vengeances upon the enemy.
The beginning of vengeances upon the enemy. Who's the enemy? The enemy is the so-called white man. They're going to be taken into captivity soon as these missiles finish. And then America gets done. It ain't going to be no time period. We're going to get beamed up on the chariots. Lord willing, we be one of the elect. America's going to get destroyed. We're going to help take part in that. All right? And then, and for those elite and all those guys, was these dudes right here that go hide in the ground, you know, because they got their underground bunkers. What's going to happen? We're going to be right there to put them in slavery. All right? And that's why Jacob's hand was on Esau's hip. All right? To pull him right out of power, it wasn't no gap in between. All right? It wasn't none of that.
I'm Haitian, OG. So what am I?
What?
I'm Haitian.
Look on the side, man. What? You would be a Levite.
Oh, okay then. Okay then.
That was it on that. You got a question?
I pretty much know they're trying to control shit, man. It's sad, man.
They've been controlling stuff since the beginning of time.
I feel like we ain't waking up, brother.
That's why we out here now. That's why we out here now. Waking up.
Everybody's lost, man.
It says, what it says, the work is plenty, but the laborers are few. You know? Yeah. So we out here, what we out here doing? We out here doing the work of the Lord. Trying to wake up our people. But our people are so far gone, you know? Like we were just talking about that earlier. The so-called white man has completely messed our people up to the point that, like, you can tell them that it's raining outside, and it's not, and they'll believe it. Why? Because the so-called white man put it in the head. They tell you that you're African American, right? And why people believe that. But you're not African American, you know? Because it's a difference between us. It's a difference between us and the Africans. All right? These would be the so-called African people, which is men. All right? These people can't do none of this. They're not how you say, they're basically talented, man. But our people want to identify themselves with these people right here. Look at them, they heathens, man. And I even seen a dude today with he had on his like earrings like this, but like the whole, you know how they put the whole in. That's a heathen custom, man.
I noticed white people doing that.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know what? Grab some scriptures on.
You ain't got no info that I could take home with?
Nah, that's why we out here now. You can, matter of fact, you can go on our YouTube, go read that about him.
Go ahead.
the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
Right. So when they had, in the time of Noah, right? Familiar with that story? Yeah. When they had a flood. Right? So the Lord completely wiped out the world, right? With water. But out of those people that he wiped out, he saved some, right? Okay. The same way when it comes, like we have America. Okay, like America's going to be completely destroyed. And the Lord said He's not going to destroy the earth again with water. That's what the rainbow, exactly. So that fire, but we're going to get to the fire. But Ham was one of the sons of Noah, all right? Which we come from the bloodline of Shem, all right? Which is Ham's brother, but I'm going to let you go to read it.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro.
There you go, right there. Ham became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So Ham, here you go, right here, Ham. That's Ham. So you got Ham right here. This is all Hamites. And now you got another thing where Ham came from. She says these are damn heathens. That's what they are. So you have Ham, which is Ham, where you get in you know how our dudes right now, they want to be Kemetic. Kim. That comes from Ham. That's another way of saying Ham. Hamitic. They call it Kemetic.
Have you noticed how I've noticed how they got Israel? To me, I think that is the real Israel.
It ain't.
Because you know, back in 1946, that's when they did their little UN treaty.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this stuff.
That was 48.
Yeah, 1948, 46, 48, around there.
That was a 3-day war.
The 3-day war, yeah.
Right? And then they gave them that land. So first of all, we're going to get to that. Israel starts as a people.
How do you put man call you? I mean, Israel, that ain't real Israel.
Now watch this. Check this out. So those people. So check this out. Those people, they call themselves Jews, right? They call themselves Jewish.
Yeah.
So all right. So now listen. The word ish is a suffix. ISH. Ish is a suffix meaning something that's trying to be like the real thing, but it's not. So they want to be like the authentic, but they're not. All right. So that's like I like to say. But you're not. But see, listen. So that's just like saying you're a grown man. So that's just like me saying, yo, man, you being childish. I'm not calling you a child. I'm saying you're acting like a child. You know what I mean? That's where you get the ish from. So check this out. This is Revelation chapter 2. Verse 9, it says, I know thy works, and in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So that's talking about those people over there. It ain't talking about us, you know? Because we not the ones running around here calling ourselves Jews, first of all. Because we like, yo, if I told any so-called black man that walks past and I'm like, yo, you know you're Israelite, you know you're a real Jew, because the word Jew comes from Judah, which is the top tribe. You know? So if those were the real Jews, where the rest of the 11 tribes? And why isn't the world living in peace? Right?
They're gonna bring a false peace, man. We know that. Why do you think God will know this? Why do you think Trump? All these people, to me, I don't believe they are working the best.
They are? Oh, man. Yo, can you give me that?
So,
can you give me that? Hold up. Say what you want to say.
What I'm thinking is, you know how they got Gerald Kushner, or whatever. I mean, Donald Trump, his daughter's husband. Have you noticed he's been going to Israel a lot? They're gonna have a fake treaty, man. I guarantee you.
Oh, they already got it.
They already got it prepared.
Yeah,
but, you know, a lot of people don't know what's going on, man.
I
guarantee you that's what's gonna happen.
Yo, watch this. We got that.
In Psalms chapter 83, verse 1, it says, keep not thou silence, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High, for lo, thy enemy make a tumult.
All right, see? So check this out. Like you just said, they said our enemies was these people. They're the main ones. They're the top ones right there. They run the whole society. All right? So they make a tumult, right? Go ahead.
It says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Yo, they that hate thee have lifted up their head. So these people right here, they hate you, man. They're not your friend. They're not your buddy.
A lot of people don't know this, but
see,
the other day.
Hold up, and it further shows by how the laws they make. Every law that's made in this country is geared to the so-called black, Latinos, and Native American men. And who's this coming from? It's coming from these people right here. All right? Like you said, with the war in 1948, the 3-Day War, what they do, they took the land of Israel. And matter of fact,
it was not Israel. It wasn't Israel. It was Palestine.
It's over there in that region.
It's Palestine. That's not Israel.
That's right. Go ahead,
It says, they that, verse 3, Psalms 83 and 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
That's right, crafty counsel. So they lies, they slick with it. All right? That's why they put drugs in your community. All right? You have, in a so-called black neighborhood, you have like people sell drugs. You have a liquor store. Is that the war on drugs?
The war on drugs.
But who the hell's bringing the drugs in here?
We can't smoke.
Who's bringing it in here? Yeah, who's bringing the drugs in here? The so-called white man. All right? So that's being the devil, and the word devil means deceit. So that's being the devil in itself. So you bringing drugs in here, and that's where you get your CIA from, right? Now the CIA is put together to go take over different overthrow different kingdoms, right? Different nations. Why do they do that? Because they want their resources. And like you got what's that?
That's what they're gonna do to Venezuela. That Venezuela
they already doing that. Yeah, my man.
I guarantee you.
On point, but they also have like that. All right, so like this is a show right now called
They put it in the
I
TV.
forgot the name. Yeah.
But
it's the CIA that's actually selling the drugs to
you ever seen Cocaine Cowboys? The boy even said it.
Yeah, but see, now listen.
It's a boy who used to work for the CIA.
Yeah, but check this out. That's being double-minded because you're saying it's a war on drugs. Now you're bringing the drugs in here. Who do you give the drugs to? You give them to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans and tell them, listen, we want you to sell this. Now you get a narcotics in, and you have them patrol those areas. So you getting money all around the board. All right. So you being wicked as hell. But they sell drugs legally. How do they do that? They sell them in a pharmacy. You have a thing called a pharmacy, you know, where they sell Percocets and all that, Xannies and all that, and that's like people who doped up. So you got anxiety, what they do? Give you a pill.
That's true.
All right. Go ahead, man.
Says they have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against our hidden ones.
That's right. The hidden ones is talking about the elect, the 144,000 children of Israel, which are going to be the rulers over kind of 1/3 of our people, which are going to rule over everybody. Well, eventually, ultimately, all Israel is going to rule over all the other nations, right? But the hidden ones is talking about.
At the end of the day, I think we're going to win, bro.
Yeah, hold on, we're going to get that. Now, this is concerning when he said, well, they cut off our name.
It says they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's right. So they said, come and let them cut us off from being a nation.
That the name Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's right. So, matter of fact, now you got a good sense of history. Now they had it was a map, right? And now this was over there in the region of Africa. They had the land. It was a land called the land of Judah. So let's say if they had it like let's say it was 1926 that they had that map. So like 2 years later, they completely wiped the land of Judah off the face of the map and put something else there. So that's them coming together. All the people, you got them. So you got the Edomites, which are the so-called white man. You got the Elamites, which are the so-called Indians, the Pakistani, the Indians, South Asians. You know, you have Moab, which is the so-called Chinese people. You have Ammon, which is the so-called Japanese people. Right? So they all came together. All the heathens came together, and the Hamites, which is the so-called Africa. But they all came together and wanted to cut us off from being a people. And we're the only people that don't identify with nothing on the face of this earth. You can't, like, we identify ourselves as black, nigger, what else? Like you got all these other people, they got nations. Like these Africans, what they got? They got Africa, but that's not the original name of it. You know? You got Europeans. They still
something like that.
Yeah, no, it's the land of Ham, right? The original name for Africa. But land of Canaan. Canaan. It's Canaan, yeah, it's the land of Canaan. But yeah, it's like our people, we don't know that we're Israelites. That's why we come out here week in and week out to wake up our people. You know, that's our job. So once we tell you, and it ain't up to us, it's up to the Lord to actually open your mind so that you can get the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You got some more on that? What else was you saying? I said something that I had a scripture for you. It slipped my mind.
Chuck, man, I'm up there with y'all, man.
If you're up there with us, you'll be out here.
You're right. So you
can't just talk.
I can't say that. You're right.
Grab that scripture and talk about we commanded to come out of the hours about it. You know? Because yeah, this is our job. The same way you wake up in the morning, you go to a 9 to 5. This is our 9 to 5.
I got you.
This is the real. We all have jobs, all right. But this is the real job. This is the real work right here.
I got you. That's true. Because in the Bible it talks like that.
That's right.
That's true.
So Luke, St. Luke chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
That's right. So right now,
So that means that's what you're doing. You got them knowing, hey,
we out here
you know what I mean?
you to come into his house.
I got it.
But it's up to the Lord to bring you in. All right, we're just doing our part. All right, so it says the servant, who the servant, and Yahweh Bashim outside. The world indeed called Jesus Christ. All right, which his name is Yahweh Shai, which means he is the deliverer, and the Most High's name is Yahweh, which means he exists. All right, Yah meaning he, Yahweh meaning exists. That's the name he gave Moses. That's the same name Abraham had. You know, that's the only name that you can call on to be saved. Not for our people. Alright? But see, this is a commandment. This ain't the Lord ain't asking us like, yo, y'all guys please go out there and do my word. No. He commanded us to do it. Just like you have 10 commandments, well, that's a commandment right there. You know, and there's more than 10 commandments.
So Matthew chapter 18, verse 20. It says, for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
But what name are we out here? We're not out here in the name of Allah. We ain't out here in the name of Jesus. Like the Baptist church like to say. Like in the name of Jesus. But we out here in the name of Yahweh Bashim outside. When we gather, 2 or 3 are gathered. So he's right here in the midst of us.
What is this? I don't really think God cares.
I might take away from the fathers. You think you're
I don't really think God cares about religion.
You say what?
Do you think God really cares about that?
You say what?
Religion, you know that?
Do you really care about religion?
Yeah.
Well, you want to get the scripture too. It ain't, matter of fact,
I mean,
it's
I think, to be honest with you, I really think these motherfuckers made that shit to control it.
Yeah, well, I'm about to tell you. If you listen, you gotta listen. You know, be quick to listen, slow to speak. All right, good. But the word religion comes is from the word religio. I believe that's
I think that's
religio, which means to hold back. Alright? So that's what the word. So if you practice some religion, or you religious, you don't have the truth. We deal with truth. So religion, that's so they hold you back. So if you go to church,
hold you back from
knowing the truth.
So Proverbs 1 and 5. It says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
That's right, man. So right now you're a wise counsel. So if you're a wise man, you're going to want to learn, right? You're not going to believe everything that comes out the so-called white man's mouth. You know, like they tell you right now, we're down to saying make America great again. You know what I'm saying? When was America ever great? These so-called blacks that team was American America. If you make it great again, he's gonna put you back in slavery. So that's basically what he's saying. But people, and then you got niggas that went out there and voted for this. You know? And he talking about, yeah, let's make America. That's how brainwashed our people are. You know? And then another way they told you, yo, you know what? You could be the president of the United States. as long as you do hard work and all that, right? That's a goddamn lie, man. Because first of all, Barack Obama was he's not even our people. Like we showed you the sign of the Hamites. He is a Hamite, man. Like he's not a, so they only put him in there because he had dark skin to keep us like relaxed.
Keep us, yeah.
They feel your bones.
Yep, do it your
You know what I'm
bones.
saying?
That's true.
'Cause they
And
know
everybody
when you
fought
had-
for it.
Yeah, when you had Bush and all that in the office, like shit was going crazy. So it was on the verge of the people about to rebel.
Calm people,
Know what I'm
calm
saying?
people down.
So that's what they did, and the Lord let them do it because it wasn't that time for the things that hit the fan when it's supposed to. That's all.
It's Luke 19:27.
So Deuteronomy chapter 17 and 15.
That's literally what's gonna happen here.
It says,
I'd like to.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose.
right.
One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee, and thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
That's right. So what's that saying right there? You're not supposed to vote another man appointed over you. It's not especially a heathen, man. Which Donald Trump, he's a heathen. So what our people do when they tell you, oh, matter of fact, they had a thing with Puffy and all the rappers talking about voting God. You know what I'm saying? Go out and vote.
Ooh,
So they
I
tell you
remember
to
that
go out
shit
and
for
vote.
2000. I remember that shit.
so yeah, so they telling you to go out there and vote, right? But you're not supposed to vote. What the brother just read, that's what the scriptures say. The Lord to choose a man to set up over our people, to lead them, like he did before. But our people, why you think that we had kings? All right, you got the books of First and Second Kings, right? We wanted to be like the heathens so much, all right, that the Lord was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you what you're asking for. And he gave us kings. But before that was judges. All right, the Lord set the judges up, man. All right?
Question for you. What about my brother? My brother's name, man. The Nation of Islam boy. You don't fuck with him?
He's a piece of shit. First of all, he knows that you're an Israelite. He knows that you're an Israelite. And he's not even telling you. And then why would you trust a dude with a smooth face? Look, he looks like a heathen. You're supposed to grow your beard. Matter of fact, you got a brother saying, you know, you're supposed to have your beard.
I got this chick I'm trying to talk to. She even telling me to grow on it.
She said, grow it.
Grow on
You
it.
ain't supposed to shape it up.
Well,
No, you got the beautiful.
wow.
But see, she said,
Y'all hit all the time?
Saturday, man. Lord willing, we'll be out here. So we'll be out here next Saturday too. But like sometimes we can't go out here Saturday during the week. Right? We're usually out here by 5. Try to go from 5 to 9. We don't stay with them today. Started. But yeah, man. So like damn. That this about but about Farrakhan. He knows that you're an Israelite, and then you know, and he's not telling you why, because Farrakhan, he gets money, he gets a kickback from the government, which is the 501c3 charter.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
So he can't speak out against the government, and he can't tell you the full truth. Now he gives you little hints here and there in some of the speeches. He knows who the Israelites are. You know, he knows that he's an Israelite, but he's a wicked ass Israelite. And guess what? He's going to be put to death. Read that scripture.
So Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27, it says, Ye shall not round the corners of your head, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard.
That's right. So you're not supposed to get a shape up, a mar. Matter of fact, get that word mar. So you can explain it to you. But the Lord, like, I don't get shape up. You just cut your beard down and that's it. You know, my beard goes just like this.
Yeah,
All right.
my joint go pretty good. Sometimes that joint grow.
Yeah.
Grow.
See, you got
Yeah, I got my.
right
I fixed my
can
joint
see
up.
You're not
You know what I mean?
supposed to.
Because I had to go to
The Lord makes the beard go the way He wants it. He created you.
You right? So he knows better than I do.
And a lot, why niggas get shape ups and all that? They're trying to impress a woman.
They gonna
You
really
know
put
what I'm saying? And
that
that's what they want. And where'd you learn that shit from? Your mom probably. What your mom do when you was a child?
That's true.
Yo, your hair woofing. Oh boy, you better go down there and get a haircut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had my mom say to me, the was on a relative funeral or something, like as if by me getting a shake up, that's gonna show him respect to him.
That's following the traditions of a heathen. Man. Those aren't our customs. You know, that's how when we ran into Western Africa to escape Roman persecution, right? We looked like the so-called Hamites, right? How was they able to point us out to the so-called white man and the so-called Arab man, which is Ishmael? Because of our customs, our traditions. They knew who they was like, yo, that's the Israelites right there. You know? That's because the way we carry ourselves. We didn't follow it like them Africans, they be getting their shit and they lip hang all the way down here with all that bullshit in their ears.
I know the Africans don't like us, man.
Why don't they? Because they are enemy. You know, you have to know. If you fighting a war, you have to know who your enemy is. Right?
Ooh, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We know who our enemy is, man.
That's
And
true.
we out here speaking against it. We condemn it. Week in and week out. You know what I'm saying?
Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men.
That's right. Damn. Yo, read that one more time, bro. Sorry.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
That's right. So what's spoiling you through philosophy? They tell you a whole bunch of lies. Vain deceit. They're being deceitful. They're not telling you the whole truth. Right? Read the
After the traditions of men.
After the traditions of men. So what does Farrakhan follow? See that's a sin right there to be publicly intoxicated like that. You deserve to get ran over. No? But yeah, so that's following after the traditions of men. What's another tradition of men? Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving.
I don't fuck with Christmas.
Yeah, but those are traditions of men. You know, and another tradition of men is in the
That's pagan holiday.
But what's the shape of? That's the tradition of a man. You know, to shave your beard is a tradition of a man. Further, well, if you shave your beard, you look like a damn faggot, man. A homosexual. You know? Like a Center City.
All right, let me ask you. He said no gay in the military. You agree with that?
First of all, okay. You want to description about
I don't like the fact that they promoted that shit. It's wrong,
but
man.
now listen, we don't even care. Like that's not our army.
But at the end of the day, didn't God say if you in it, I mean if you supporting it, that means you
If you're not condemning it,
if you're not, yeah, you for it. If you're not saying nothing about it, you for it.
We don't care about the money. We don't.
Well, I'm not saying just in military. I'm saying it in general.
I know, but hold on. But we soldiers in the army of the Lord. That's Esau's army. All right, the so-called white man, that's his army. So we don't give a damn about Esau could be a homosexual all he wants. We don't care about that. We care about our people doing it. That's why we come out here and we talk to our people. Because they heathens, so they can do what the hell they want, man. The Lord don't care. The Lord don't care about
I've noticed we doing that gay shit like they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yo,
Sad, man.
I got so free. Yo, read that one more time. Read that one more time.
Okay.
And yeah, 20 years.